project we are coordinating, we are working in, called CUNET, Southeast Asian Europe Network, is a grouping of research managers, ministries and policy advice institutes to foster the bi-regional, regional means European, the region of Europe and the region of the ASEAN states, to foster the bi-regional collaboration in science and technology.
S&T Science Technologies is an important part of the development of Southeast Asia, at least in the past 50 years. And we see excellences in various fields, for example, in agricultural technologies. In my own works, we try to develop rapid diagnostics using a very simple techniques similar to common pregnancy tests that everyone uses right now. But within that, it's based on the use of the very highly effective monoclonal antibodies coupled with nanoparticles. And this is an example that how we match high-tech with the common diseases.
So these things are happening very fast. Southeast Asia is certainly a very dynamic place, one of the most dynamic regions in the world, and hence this project also takes that into account.
The interesting thing is, in many cases you discuss on political issues and on political level about science administration. The nice thing is when you talk to researchers, it's a different story, because that's more a bottom-up approach. So researchers usually, they are quite open, they are creative, so they everywhere they can find an opportunity to work together with another country, with another partner, they're going to do it. And
when I say research for the sake of research, I mean that the days where projects used to support infrastructure, meaning equipment, buildings, etc., are gone. But FP7 still, through FP7, it is possible for scientists in developing countries to still acquire some of these infrastructure development needs. There are not many projects which support such activity in another country. Just to give an example, the National Science Foundation in the US, they might support a lot of projects within the US or within America, but it is hardly likely that they're going to give a country, a research lab in Southeast Asia equipment to build up on it. Maybe they will change with time, but as of the moment, to my knowledge, FP7 is one of the biggest and project which helped this type of collaboration action.
For many countries in Southeast Asia, the biggest problem they face, or one of the biggest problems, is development of rural populations. If you're talking about Laos, you talk about Cambodia, Vietnam, Philippines, even many parts of Thailand. Thailand, you see tremendous development in the urban areas, much less developed in the rural areas. And so I think it's interesting to talk about what is the role of science and technology in development, given that so many of the countries have this as a very high priority issue to address.
We have young scientists who are indeed brilliant, and they give pride to the country, and they would be able to work with others in their selected fields of interest, and that would enhance the capability of young scientists and prepare them for a better future, and they would be good ambassadors to promote science and technology, and making others know that indeed science is important to our lives. So in this case, it will not just be for a specific race or specific country, but we'll all be working for the world.
We've been conducting analyses of research strengths of Southeast Asia and also looking at alignment between those and the strengths within the European Union. And that's particularly important because it provides a scientific basis for research policy making. And as you probably know, the research environment in Asia is changing so rapidly that you really can't rely on people's perceptions only in order to set science and technology policy. You have to have these kinds of quantitative analyses in order to be able to catch the shifts that are occurring. What we're hoping to do now is to take these and sit down with experts in the subject areas from these countries who also understand the research context in these countries and discuss these analyses, because you can get much more value out of the quantitative analyses if you sit down with the domain experts and let them reflect upon the information that's there.
We are focusing on giving evidence to the policymakers by analyzing, collecting data, and in the end giving recommendations.
Having a year of science, I think, is a very good idea. To focus public attention and to focus also political attention on the importance of collaboration between Southeast Asia and the EU, and perhaps also on tighter integration within Southeast Asia. I think it's very important to create a dialogue between researchers and private sector.
So in that light, one of the suggestions which we are making for the Science Year 2012 is to have a possibility of young scientists to work with experience or talk or discuss on a one-to-one basis with very senior experienced scientists who have some foresight about what will be happening in the future. So I'm trying to see if we could do such activity, bringing in both European scientists, senior European scientists, senior Asian scientists, and senior and very young faculty members, researchers who are just in the process of beginning their careers, so that they don't get bogged down with the local situation, and they think a little bit wider than what the local situation in their own countries or labs may be, and think a little big. It's good to think a little big to progress in science.